Hi, it's another time to discuss on Youth Zone. We are as informed as the information that is readily available to us. And in Africa, most of the direction we get regarding education are the information we are given either from home or from our peers or from the institutions we attend. Now, the usual thing for an average person is to want to finish elementary school or primary school, go to high school, then proceed to university, then from there start looking for a job. Others would want to go the route of entrepreneurship or trades and craft or stewardship. All of these are the known routes towards becoming successful in future, but it is not like they are actually guaranteed because of our reality in the country as of today, not just in the country but in the continent. However, there are other routes, there are other things that we can actually do in order to get ourselves on a springboard to launch into the world. And one of them is fellowships. This is something that is not really talked about. Not a lot of people publicize this because it seems very challenging. It seems very difficult to get on board. However, what are the requirements? Pretty simple. As long as you have finished your high school, that's about the major requirement you need. Nobody is going to ask you if you are a graduate of a tertiary institution or your affiliates, the people you know, the connections you have. Nobody is interested in that when it comes to fellowship. All you need is document, evidence of community engagement that you have had, projects you have executed, places you have volunteered, where you've partnered, and things like that. Those are the stories they need to hear from you and evidence you need to validate. And if you're able to do this, you might just be lucky to get on board any of these fellowships. It is not easy to get on board, I will tell you that, but it is a practical thing. It is something that is doable. And if you can think it, it is doable. All we need to do is to gather the requirements. What are the requirements? They need to see the things you have done in your local environment. And remember, there was a time I discussed with you global thinking. So, what are the things that you need to put in place in order to qualify for fellowships? You need to execute projects, or you need to volunteer, or you need to partner. Those are the basic things you need to do. Initiate or execute or volunteer or partner. Now, how do you go about this? That is why I'll be discussing project implementation and community development in another series. But for now, all you need to know is that you are qualified as long as you finished your high school. As a matter of fact, many of them will not even ask you if you have finished high school, but it is better for you to have finished so that you can qualify for fellowships. And what are the advantages of these fellowships? If you are lucky enough to get on board any of the fellowship, you get matched with an organization where you are going to be working for a minimum period of about 1 year. You are given accommodation, you are given feeding, you are given monthly stipend in foreign currency. Now your fellowship can be in anywhere in the world. It can be in South Africa, it can be in Europe, it can be in the States, it can be anywhere in the world where your services are required. And it is a springboard into better opportunities. So by the time you become a fellow of a particular fellowship, you've been a part of it, you've been a part of the whole working, you have that working experience, and that experience cannot be quantified. A lot of organizations, they don't really care about your qualifications. They are much more interested in the experience you are bringing to the table. And this is what you are going to get, and you are going to be paid for getting it. And all you need to do is to show evidence of the projects that you have done. There is no easier way to go about this, to spring into the world, to spring into global opportunities than this. So if you're able to embrace this, if you're able to latch onto this, and you start looking around you to execute impact-driven project, people-centered project, then we can work together towards you executing them purposefully. And once that is done, you start putting your applications together. There was a time I said you should write your profile. It is for purpose like this, because you're going to need your profile in order to apply for such fellowships. There are different stages of onboarding or recruitment. First, you write short essays. Once it is reviewed and approved, then you move on to the next stage where you do long essays. Once reviewed and approved, then you move on to the stage where you do online interview. Any of the tools can be used, either Zoom or Google Meet or whichever tool that is available. You can easily get those. And once you pass that stage, then you get to the stage where you are waiting to be matched with an organization, depending on the country in which you are applying to the fellowship. So how difficult can this be? For me, it is not too difficult if you want to do it. So if you think this is for you, perfect. The next video that you'll be seeing from me will be on project and community development. And once you're able to go into this, execute community projects, reach out to people, do the necessary things you're supposed to do, then you can start applying for your fellowships. And hopefully something bright will come your way, and it's going to be the beginning of better things in your life. I'll see you the next time.